Have you ever stopped to wonder if you still turn heads when you walk into a room? It's a quiet thought that often lingers in the minds of women as they grow older, not out of vanity, but because we live in a world that loudly celebrates youth. In a society obsessed with wrinkle-free skin, slim bodies, and fleeting trends, it's easy to start questioning your own reflection. But let me tell you something you may not hear often enough. You might be far more attractive than you realize. The truth is, real beauty, the kind that leaves a lasting impression, doesn't fade with time. It evolves, it deepens, it becomes richer, more magnetic. While youthful beauty may rely on smooth skin and symmetry, mature beauty reveals itself through how you carry yourself, how you connect with others, and how you make people feel in your presence. That kind of beauty doesn't vanish, it grows stronger. In this video, we're going to explore 7 powerful signs that show you are, in fact, a beautiful woman, whether or not you see it in the mirror. These signs have nothing to do with your age or whether your hair has turned silver. They go beyond makeup and clothes. They speak to something much deeper: your aura, your confidence, your elegance, and the invisible magnetism that surrounds you. By the time we reach the end, you may begin to view yourself in a completely different light. Not because someone else told you you're beautiful, but because you finally recognize the beauty you've always carried. So let's begin. Sign number 1. People compliment your presence, not just your appearance. When you're younger, compliments often focus on physical features. You have great skin, or you look so fit. But as you age, the compliments start to shift. If people often tell you that you have a beautiful energy, that you light up a room, or that it just feels good to be around you, pay attention. That's not a small thing. That's a quiet recognition of your true, timeless attractiveness. Think about it. When someone tells you they feel calm in your presence, or that your smile brightens their day, or that you speak with a grace that they admire, they're not simply noticing your features. They're responding to your energy. It's the way you hold yourself, the warmth in your tone, and the confidence that you project without trying. You're not just seen, you're felt. Take Margaret, for example. She's 72, a retired school teacher, and she never thought of herself as beautiful. But strangers often talk to her in line at the store. Young women admire her elegance. Men offered to carry her bags. Over time, she realized something. It wasn't about whether she looked younger. It was her kindness, her self-assurance, and her poise that people were drawn to. So, if people compliment how you make them feel, not just how you look, it's a powerful indicator. You're beautiful in a way that transcends age, and it shows. Sign number 2. Younger people admire your style and grace. Here's something many women overlook. When younger people, especially women, admire your sense of style or comment on how put together you are, that's a reflection of a timeless allure. You're not trying to look 20 again. You're embracing who you are, and that is captivating. It's not about chasing trends, it's about knowing what suits you, what feels authentic, and wearing it with confidence. Style is not about age, it's about expression. Consider Eleanor, a 70-year-old former interior designer. She never followed every fashion trend, but she always dressed with intention. Whether it was a silk scarf, elegant jewelry, or just a well-fitted blouse, she chose pieces that reflected who she was. And guess what? Young women noticed. They'd compliment her look, ask where she bought her accessories, and even tell her, "I hope I age as beautifully as you." And here's the deeper truth. When you dress with elegance and own your look, not to impress but because it makes you feel good, people can sense it. Style is about self-respect. It's a form of silent communication. And when others admire your look, what they're really seeing is your inner glow shining through. Sign number 3, people make strong eye contact and truly listen when you speak. This one is subtle, but deeply telling. When someone finds you attractive in the truest sense, they don't just glance at you, they stay with you. They make eye contact, they lean in, they respond to your every word. Why? Because you exude a kind of presence that's magnetic. Linda, a 74-year-old retired professor, noticed this shift over time. At social events, people always seemed to seek her out. Not because she demanded attention, but because her words carried weight. She spoke with calm, clarity, and quiet confidence, and people listened. One younger woman even told her, "Your voice is mesmerizing." This is what happens when you know your worth. When you speak with purpose, when you listen deeply and respond thoughtfully, people gravitate toward that energy. They're drawn to your authenticity. They walk away from conversations with you feeling like they've been in the presence of someone truly special. Sign number 4, you receive compliments on details, your skin, your hair, your posture. Yes, we said beauty isn't only about appearance, but that doesn't mean the physical signs go unnoticed. In fact, when people compliment your glowing complexion, your radiant silver hair, or your graceful posture, they're recognizing how well you've taken care of yourself. This kind of beauty doesn't scream for attention. It whispers confidence. It reflects the little choices you've made over the years to nourish your body, to carry yourself with pride, to walk tall. Posture alone says so much. A straight back and lifted chin signal strength, grace, and inner stability. It's not about trying to look young. It's about looking vital. And that vitality? It's more attractive than any filter or wrinkle cream could ever be. Oh, sign number 5. People respect and acknowledge your confidence. There's a unique kind of beauty that can't be seen in the mirror, but it's felt the moment you walk into a room. It's the beauty of quiet confidence. And if people respect your presence, seek your opinion, or seem naturally drawn to how you carry yourself, it means you possess a form of attractiveness that goes far deeper than physical appearance. Confidence isn't about being loud or trying to prove anything. It's about standing tall in your truth. It's about showing up as yourself unapologetically, without needing approval from anyone. When a woman is truly comfortable in her own skin, that ease becomes magnetic. Think about Barbara, a 73-year-old former business owner. She never chased trends or tried to hide her age. But wherever she went, people noticed her. In restaurants, at social events, even during casual errands, others would approach her with admiration. Younger women often asked her, "How are you so sure of yourself?" Men, regardless of age, treated her with a level of respect that went beyond surface-level attraction. What drew people in was not her hairstyle or clothing. It was her presence, her calm, her inner knowing. You see, when a woman walks into a room and doesn't shrink herself, when she owns her space and speaks with clarity, that's true power, and people respond to it instinctively. They listen more attentively. They mirror her energy. They remember her long after the conversation ends. Confidence is contagious. It inspires others. If younger women admire your strength, or people seem to gravitate toward you in conversations, it's not by chance. You've become a living example of how attractive it is to fully embrace who you are. And that kind of beauty, it doesn't fade. It expands. Sign number 6, you have a naturally warm and charismatic presence. One of the most powerful, yet often overlooked signs of true attractiveness is the way people feel around you. Do strangers open up to you easily? Do friends and family say you have a calming presence? Do people often gravitate toward you in social settings, not because of how you look, but because of how you make them feel? That's charisma. That's the kind of beauty that lights up a room, quietly yet unmistakably. Take Diane, a 70-year-old retired nurse. She never considered herself traditionally beautiful. But wherever she went, the grocery store, the doctor's office, a family gathering, people always wanted to talk to her. Cashiers remembered her name. Strangers smiled at her without knowing why. Younger women often told her, "I hope I have your energy when I'm your age." That energy? It wasn't about looks. It was the warmth she carried in her voice, the kindness in her eyes, and the comfort of simply being around her. A warm, charismatic presence has nothing to do with perfect features. It's in the way you listen, the way you smile, the way you make others feel seen and valued. When you nod thoughtfully, respond with care, or lean in just slightly while someone speaks, it sends a signal. You matter to me, and people remember that. If conversations seem to flow around you, if others naturally feel comfortable and safe in your presence, know this: it's not an accident. That's your inner beauty reaching outward, and it becomes even stronger with time. Sign number 7, you catch people stealing. Glances at you? Have you ever caught someone looking at you just a second too long? Maybe it was a glance from across the room. Maybe someone smiled, looked away, and then looked back. These moments may feel small, but they're powerful indicators. Because when someone steals a glance at you, it's not always about appearance. It's about presence, energy, essence. Judith, a 68-year-old retired lawyer, never thought of herself as particularly striking. But she noticed something had changed. When she walked into stores, men opened doors for her with an unusual attentiveness. Waitstaff at restaurants gave her their full attention. Younger women complimented her perfume, her scarf, her grace. At first, she dismissed it as politeness. But over time, she realized people were responding to something real, something magnetic. People steal glances when they sense something worth noticing. It might be your confidence, your calm, your elegance, or simply the way you move through the world. Unhurried, grounded, and present. You don't have to be flashy to stand out. Sometimes, the most captivating woman is the one who's not trying at all. So the next time someone looks your way, don't question it. Don't shrink from it. Embrace it. You're not invisible. You never were. Your beauty has simply become more refined, more felt than seen, and more unforgettable with every year that passes. Final thoughts. Your beauty isn't fading, it's transforming. Let's end with this. The world may be obsessed with youth, but real beauty, the kind that stops people in their tracks, matures like fine wine. It grows deeper, richer, wiser. If people admire your style, if they're drawn to your presence, if they respect your confidence, if they remember how you made them feel, then hear me clearly, you are still breathtaking. Not despite your age, because of it. So hold your head high, speak your truth, walk with grace, because every time you do, you remind the world what real beauty looks like.